high school. Everyone has heard of the word welfare, but does everyone know its true definition and its true purpose? Welfare is the provision of a minimal level of well-being and social support for all citizens, sometimes referred to as public aid or charity. It's what the state offers to families that have a limited income. This can be both good and bad. Families do benefit from this system, however, some take advantage of it. In the Roman Empire, the first emperor, Augustus, was the first provider for citizens who could not afford to buy food, providing them with corn dole. Social welfare was enlarged by the emperor Trajan, whose program brought acclaim from many. In the Jewish tradition, charity was a matter of religious obligation rather than benevolence. The concept of welfare was put into practice in the early Islamic law during the 7th century. In the medieval period and until the Industrial Revolution, the function of welfare payments in Europe was achieved through charity. There was a much broader group considered to be in poverty as compared to now, the 21st century. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, an organized system of state welfare provision was introduced in many countries. Statistics show that 80% receiving welfare checks are using and abusing illegal drugs. As I look into the audience, I see taxpayers whom I bet detest giving their hard-earned money to someone who spends it on drugs, cigarettes, or alcohol. In reality, getting the drug addicts off welfare would result in more money for those who really need the temporary support welfare provides. More than 50% of welfare recipients smoke. Let's just go ask one of these recipients this. If you have $10 extra a day to support your smoking habit and addiction, why do you need welfare? That $300 a month that goes up in smoking would sure buy a lot of groceries and a lot of gas. Welfare recipients first have to do something to help themselves before they stick out their hand for the taxpayers' money. With the economy like it is, the ones that are actually working and still receiving benefits deserve it. The ones that sit at home and do drugs all day while still receiving assistance on sending their kids to daycare is not morally right. They would much rather sit at home and do drugs with no kids around than actually be out looking for a job or even spending time with their kids. They're teaching their kids how to cheat the system. The majority of employers are drug tested, and if an employee is found with drugs in their system, their employment is usually terminated. I'm not saying that no one deserves welfare. I do understand that there are people out there who really do need the support, but there are also a lot of people taking advantage of the system. Most taxpayers would like to know that their hard-earned dollars are going to those really in need, and not to those lazy and irresponsible. Over the Thanksgiving holidays, I interviewed someone who works at a gas station. They told me they see people drive up in brand new cars such as Lexus, Mercedes, Jaguar, etc., who use food stamps. They see people come in and buy loads of beer and cigarettes and then pull out an unemployment card. The day before I interviewed this worker, they said a woman came in with her daughter who was around the age of 5. The woman went to the beer cooler, grabbed a 24-pack of Corona, and asked for a carton of cigarettes. Her daughter asked if she could get an orange juice, but the woman told her no because she said she didn't have enough money. Then she whipped out her unemployment benefits card. Majority of people receiving any type of government aid are on hard drugs, and most of them make a load more money than they say they do on applications because it's all under the table. Welfare is meant to protect kids. Children are not helped if taxpayers enable drug-addicted parents with welfare cash. The National Institute of Drug Abuse indicates children of drug addicts are more likely to become drug abusers themselves. These drug addicts are practically starving their children when spending it on drugs. Welfare is meant for families. Our welfare dollars should be reserved for people in honest need of a hand-up. Drug testing for welfare cash is the right thing to do for our children and our families, and doing right by them must remain our highest priority. Thank you.
Very good. I agree, 100%.